I do believe in a higher power that sustains and directs all of life. I'd really like to know how to tell where I'm going. I get life is a mystery, but it really feels like I should at least know that. I don't have a clue about all this woo-woo. I take life as it comes, living day by day. Evolution this, evolution that. What is it supposed to mean? Evolution from what to what? Okay, so I get the nodes, but with my chart, how am I supposed to make the leap? This is either a crazy joke, some cosmic joke, or there's really a big secret to working it all out. If the purpose of life is evolution, how do we know where we are on our evolutionary path? That can be answered in infinite ways because there are infinite paths. Whether we're talking about the outer planets in Western astrology, which mark the generational collective consciousness we are here to evolve through and contribute to, or the Sidereal 120-year Mahadasha that marks the influences and duration of each planet at specific times in our birth chart. Today we're going to talk about the basic and universal evolutionary path, Great Mother Father God's nodal dance along the path of the ecliptic. Every 18 months, the type of dance they do changes how the collective planetary soul progresses through the cosmic layers of our unique evolution. We experience this as an oppositional yin-yang ego-soul energy pulling us along with them. On an ego level, it feels like pulling because as soon as we get used to Virgo North Node, Pisces South Node, we are thrust into the energy of Leo North Node, Aquarius South Node. However, simultaneously, during that transit, the soul was traversing the path the ego was preparing to enter in Leo Aquarius. And with a quick step ball change into Cancer Capricorn, the soul or sidereal astrology supports and prepares us for yet another opportunity to learn the dance of ego-soul alignment. What is this present evolutionary opportunity? Began in May 2017 in Cancer Leo Rahu North Node opposing K2 South Node energies in Capricorn Aquarius. In this full moon video, you will see how this total lunar eclipse, mega full moon release, cleanse, and purification follows up on the shadow issues that emerged in your moon sign during the total solar eclipse, August 21st. It is the most personal lunar eclipse reading you will receive without a personal reading, which looks at your unique natal chart, nodes, and the lunar energies that govern important aspects of your evolution. How have you intuitively and emotionally approached this eclipse season thus far? For instance, immediately after the total solar eclipse, Great Mother told me to begin this channel. Although I didn't feel that I was ready, intuitively, I knew it was now or never. I had no idea how to incorporate such a commitment into my busy life coaching schedule. However, not only have the readings saved me countless hours corresponding with clients between sessions, I now realize this current nodal axis is my coaching specialty, Mama and Daddy Drama Trauma. And this dance is an invitation to us all to heal it. Mama Drama Trauma and Daddy Drama Trauma are planetary disorders. It is when a parent or both project unhealed aspects of themselves onto the child or children, causing emotional and or physical trauma. In cases when the parent or parents are unwilling, unable, or unavailable to heal, my coaching work supports individuals to live in loving detachment. For more information on that, go to greatmotherspeaks.info. Click the picture of me wearing an afro and the words Mama Drama Trauma on the homepage, where you will find where to book life coaching and a personal Great Mother Speaks reading online. The Great Mother Speaks Oracle deck used for these readings was channeled several years ago while praying for a more soulful approach to support my clients. Based on Dorothy's orphan narrative in the Wizard of Oz movie, Great Mother teaches us through the signs and symbols of chakras, the lunar cycles, and our God-Goddess identity, how to dance along the yellow brick road we are being guided to walk this lifetime. It is a path that teaches us to honor personal truth and the truth in our healing or ego-soul aligning process to lovingly express our highest truth at all times. At this full moon, January 31st, 2018, Total Lunar Eclipse moment, this is what they have to say to you.
The God of God,
You are a dearly loved, never judged or condemned, divine child of the Great Mother, Father, God. Welcome, Taurus Gemini, to your January 31st full moon total lunar eclipse reading. That is a mouthful. And so if you want to know more about the background of all of this, what it's about, you want to watch the total lunar, lunar totality video, part 1. This is your part 1 reading, in fact, Taurus Gemini, because the eclipse season in Leo, Aquarius, Western, and Cancer, Capricorn, Sidereal, our soul astrology, where we get our intuitive information from for these Great Mother Speaks readings, is all about mother issues. And the Leo energy, which is what the total solar, the sun was in Leo in both the Western and Sidereal for the total solar eclipse, is now in Cancer, Leo again in the moon sign for this lunar eclipse. The strong Leo energy now is conjunct Sirius in the West, which is the mother energy, the single mother, the independent woman who nurtures and mothers, this mature mothering energy. And so why are we talking about the shadows? We're talking about the shadows because you know how it is when you work out, or when you're learning to cook, or learning to drive, learning anything, learning your ABCs. It could be anything. Sometimes we take a step back before we can step forward. Well, that is the natural course of things. And as we know with the lunar cycles, there's always a phase, there's always a stage in which we reflect before we move forward. And so it is the same with the yin yang Great Mother, Father, God energy, which is saying to you, Taurus Gemini, that during this total solar eclipse, you were approaching that time looking at your mama drama trauma issues. This is mama drama trauma. These are the shadows of the independent woman, the shadows of the caretaking mother in the modern world. That Sirius energy in the sidereal was Ashlesha, the nakshatra ruled by Mercury, with that Cancer moon at that time, was a very unstable, a very turbulent Cancer energy. And so that shadowing the Leo sun, also in sidereal, the Magha sun, ruled by K2 was a very mature version of Leo. In fact, the most mature paternalistic version of Leo. Like I said, watch Lunar Totality Part 1 for all of the details, because for you, that's what we want to talk about right now. Taurus, Gemini, Western, Taurus, and the Sidereal. Great Mother saying that you were approaching that time as a centering time for you, as a time at the end of a long journey. Perhaps the beginning of 2017 was strenuous for you at home. Maybe at that time you were having challenges communicating your needs. It was emotionally turbulent. It was a time of some emotional imbalance, perhaps. As it relates to the home issues, there was a soulful urge to be more creative, a soulful urge to download from the intuition, third eye, ajna. We have here first quarter moon, which is about trusting the actions based on decisions you've made to face challenges. So there were some challenges in the earlier part of the year. And so by the time the solar eclipse arrived, August 21st, there was an attitude of, hey, I am on my way home with this. I have made it through 2017. It has been extremely challenging, but you know what? I think I've got it. I think I am learning how to communicate my wants and needs more clearly. I really think I am learning to detach from a lot of the foolishness, be it with my own children or my own mother or people who are maternal figures in my life, be they in management, be they people who are surrogates that or were foster parents and are now very close family members. Whatever maternal energy was causing you to feel limited in some way, making you want to resist the growth that you know that lion, that Leo, great father energy was shining through so brightly and so maturely and so divinely at that time, which made that eclipse so powerful. It was eclipsed because Great Mother was pulling out of the shadows of that mature Leo where growth needed to occur. And you were right there with Great Mother with your third eye intuition, Taurus, Gemini people, and you were able to assert for yourself and for others how you wanted to express yourself. And this is the card in the Wizard of Oz. This deck is based off of the 49 scenes of the Wizard of Oz. Dorothy here in the center of the three, very upset with Oz in this scene that he's not delivering on his promises to them once they've returned with the broom. And they're all very upset and just dismayed. And so you approach that solar eclipse, the solar personality. And so you want to look at your sun sign video as well to get some clarity on that. So you can look at the sun sign for these because these are eclipse readings. And so we're talking about the sun and the moon. Look at your sun sign. But the sun, your personality, what your sun sign is, was being emotionally inspired to clearly look at what was causing emotional imbalance in your life as a result of a maternal relationship, some type of maternal attachment that was causing you to want only what you wanted, some kind of conflict, some kind of, and you were saying, hey, you know, I'm at a point now where I see it as it is. I'm not going to be able to get what I want out of this situation. The first part of this year has really been a struggle to even get to this point. My goodness, I've gotten the broom, I've gotten my power back. So you had done a lot of work towards Gemini moon people, getting your power back from that neglectful, maybe abandoning or abusive relationship. Again, it could be you as a manager of people who are like people you have to take care of, like children. Some type of relationship like that where you had gotten your power back. You had done what you needed to do. As the three, they had gotten the broom back, which symbolizes the phallic, okay, the young energy. and brought it back, and they were not receiving what they had been promised. And so there was some disappointment at that time, and there was great energy to express that disappointment. So somebody probably got an earful from you, or you expressed it in some way in which you took a vacation and you were very playful. That Leo energy can be playful as well and creative, and maybe you just took time out for yourself. But whatever that was at that particular time, it had to do with you really wanting to dignify yourself as a human being, trusting your intuition, trusting your insight, and calling a thing, as Ian Levansit says, just calling something out as it was. And so that's what solar eclipses do. They show us the shadows of a situation, just like Great Mother when she eclipsed that sun. The shadows come out. And in the interim, since that super new moon, that darkened moon, now we have the full moon with the sun eclipsing the moon. Both times Great Mother, Father God are making ravenous love. And this love spawns from it an entire cycle of growth for us. And so for your super new moon planting season, there was this type of assertion of your personal expression. The transformative opportunity offered to you by this total lunar eclipse is Ra, the Egyptian sun god card of the deck. Ra is primordial father. This energy is the scene directly after the first quarter third eye moon card. This is the first quarter moon card, third eye first quarter moon card here when they're disappointed. Third eye waxing gibbous moon card here when Dorothy says to Oz, "You're a terrible man." And he responds, "No, I'm not a terrible man. I'm a good man. I'm just a bad wizard." And so the transformative opportunity for you, Taurus, Gemini, moon people, is to receive the reward that you have, not necessarily the one that you have expected from asserting your creativity, from asserting your needs of communicating what the truth is and calling a thing, but what have you truly gotten out of it? When we give ourselves permission to truly express who we are, how we feel, and what we need out of life, isn't that reward in and of itself? This is what Great Mother wants you to see, because of course Great Mother is the third eye, is that soul, is that intuition. That's Great Mother. And Great Mother, through this full moon total lunar eclipse, is coming with the waxing gibbous moon energy of editing, refining, revising yourself since this time to accept the reward for asserting yourself, because this is ninth house energy for you. The sun now is in Capricorn, Aquarius, Capricorn in the sidereal and Aquarius in the western. And so the Ra card is telling us that the sun is coming upon its fullness with this waxing gibbous. And so the sun in Capricorn in the sidereal is in the nakshatra Shravana. This nakshatra loves to listen. It is the nakshatra of individuals born with a love of learning. And so this would indicate to me, for you Taurus, Gemini, moon people, that during this total lunar eclipse, the transformative opportunity for you lies in your ability to listen to yourself, listen to your intuition. This is ninth house energy. This has to do with the spiritual nature of your life. Okay, that neutral, spiritual, impersonal part of yourself, that intuitive, that third eye part of yourself that is saying to you, it is enough. Look how long and look how far I've had to come to get to this point where I can call a thing a thing. Aquarius in the western. Aquarius is ruled by Uranus in the western, and that's in your ninth house here. And so this has to do with your unique soul expression as well. The rewards that we often received, as we see in this scene, they all did receive something. The lion received a medal, the scarecrow received a diploma, and the Tin Man received a heart. Dorothy had to wait on who? Great Mother to ultimately come home. And so that's who we have to ultimately wait for too. We release this physical body and go back to soul, don't we? Well, soul is always with us here on the Great Mother Speaks channel, and that is what Great Mother is speaking to you, Taurus, Gemini people. Connect with that spiritual nature of yourself and allow it to share with you how you are being rewarded right now. If you are listening to this video before the full moon, total lunar eclipse, this is the lunar phase. And so she's speaking to you now. If you're listening to it after the total lunar eclipse coming up before the next full moon, you will receive very clear indications about how to move forward. Because remember, the Capricorn energy is the K2 energy in the sidereal. That's what to leave behind. And the North Node is in Cancer. And the Western Aquarius energy is what to leave behind. And the North Node in Leo is where we want to move forward. Well, if you look at this sun in Capricorn Aquarius right now, what it is saying to us is clearly see what you need to let go of in order to move forward in this eclipse season, which is due to last for another 12 months. We are 6-7 months in it strong since May, and it started with a bang with the total solar eclipse. So now we're here with the lunar, and this Capricorn Aquarius sun is actually a Capricorn in the sidereal, which is ruled by Rahu, the North Node in sidereal. So that means that there is a pull going on here. There's an energetic pull. So for you, that is soul energy that is really wanting to take the highest qualities of Capricorn into the next phase of this eclipse season. And the highest qualities of Capricorn would be committing, would be taking responsibility for, would be dedicating itself to a higher principle. And the Aquarius in the Western, that emotional state. Taking the highest of the Uranus qualities, the unique soul expression, the innovation, which all has to do with that ninth house again, perhaps connecting with higher learning, a guru, or becoming a teacher yourself. Those, what they call pie in the sky dreams, are being supported during this lunar eclipse because your soul is being supported. Now, this is ego soul alignment. This isn't just kind of imaginary Neptune and whatever comes out is what comes out, and we're going to just have an imaginative good time, which has its place. But the time and space for this is about being very clear about what you started here with what came out of the shadows for you. And it looks like you addressed those things. And so the transformative opportunity with the total lunar eclipse has to do with receive your reward for trusting your intuition. And that reward is not only reward of itself, but it is a reward that has huge dividends going forward. That Rahu, that North Node energy in Leo and in Cancer, because that is where the moon is. The moon in the Western is in Leo, conjunct Sirius, okay? That feminine energy. And the moon is in Cancer in a very mature now nakshatra, Pusha. Pusha at this eclipse is all about being a caregiver, a nurturer, someone who perhaps has gone through mama drama trauma, and so they have a strong spiritual divine knowledge. They're hospitable, they are compassionate. This is an energy of someone who may have marital issues because of the type of environment they were conditioned in, but because of their loving demeanor, they are very devotional, and they're focused on home and family. And because they are so healing and caring for the healing of others, they need to take care of themselves. They need to learn how to be more self-protective. And so in this full moon lunar energy, Taurus Gemini people, also this energy for you is in your third house, is again revisiting that communication. So how was that communication since this time that may have come out a little rough, that may have come out a little, upset, that may have had you running away on a vacation, that may have had you considering having your own child and showing them how it's done, or something like that. How has that energy matured? Okay, how has it since then? And if you don't have the answer to that, that's fantastic, because just by asking yourself that, you know in which ways it does need to mature for you to feel at your best, for you to feel that you are actually living at your highest potential. And during this lunar eclipse, you will be able to release any and everything that does not support you going forward, and you letting go of those trust issues that you may have around motherhood, whether it be yourself mothering others, or those unstable issues that may have come through a hereditary situation. Because mama drama trauma is a generational disease. It's a what they used to call in the old church a family curse. We incarnate having certain experiences, and the experience of mama drama trauma and daddy drama trauma, we have great mother, father, God doing this dance together. They're showing us the shadow and showing us what to let go of. Every eclipse, new moon, showing us the shadow, full moon, release it. Okay. And so working with these supportive energies, we are never a victim. We're never weak. We're never out for the count. It means what it means when it says we are divine children of the great mother, father, God. It's just knowing what that divinity is and how to activate the energies that are supporting us. And so the energies that are supporting us to release this type of trauma is this Cancer, North Node in Sidereal, Leo and Tropical for you Taurus Gemini people. This is all third house energy. So you have a lot of energy to support your communication, maturing your communication from what it was maybe 5-10 years ago, how you approach people. Okay, you have learned a lot since then. And so when we're talking about the ego personality, and we're talking about the total solar eclipse, okay, that sun energy, what Great Mother is saying is that she doesn't want you to overlook the fact that that is how you have been feeling. You have been feeling like you've been left alone, you have not been considered, and as a matter of fact, you've been rejected, dejected, and left out on the road alone. As Dorothy was with Toto there when Miss Gulch screamed and told them to get off of her property at the very opening scene of the movie. This is a root chakra new moon card. And so what Great Mother does not want you to overlook is that truly during your approach of the total solar eclipse, which is a new moon, you were feeling that way. She doesn't want you to feel like you have to deny that. When we talk about maturing in our spirituality, we're not talking about rejecting any part of ourselves. We're always talking about accepting and acknowledging ourselves to the fullness of who we are in the moment. In the moment. And so in this moment, don't overlook the fact that that feeling has ungrounded you in some way. That root chakra, that feeling is something that you still think about and that you're still working through. Taurus Gemini energy for this cycle, since the new moon to this full moon, The opportunity is to use your great communication skills. You have a lot of third house energy here. And so let's see what Great Mother is saying in terms of the soul support that you have to release any type of resistance to accepting the gift of communication that you have. Again, even if it didn't come out right, even if you've been having challenges with that or you've been avoiding it, kind of being duplicitous, sometimes we can do that because things are so uncomfortable for us to face and for us to deal with. That's okay too. What we're looking at here is how we are going to move forward with these supportive energies. Now, the shadow is Baba Yaga. So the shadow to this situation has to do with allowing that wild woman to come out. So Great Mother, she's backing you up now. She's backing you up now, Taurus, Gemini. She's saying that, hey, that wild part of you that wants to come out needs to come out. Whether it's angry, whether it's glad, whether it's ecstatic, whether it's sad, allow it to express itself, because when Baba Yaga is held back, she will come out in the most inappropriate times. So if we're sad, for example, and Great Mother gives us a Baba Yaga card energy, the wild woman, and we just keep on pretending like everything's okay. We just keep on pretending like everything's okay. Well, we go to that job interview and we're more than qualified for it. It's the perfect opportunity. Even got a reference for it. But what happened was the interviewer got a sense that something was really heavy on our minds and we just couldn't concentrate. Whereas to us, we were feeling okay. We were putting on a good show, but energetically what they picked up was sadness. They picked it up. And they picked up a lack of focus and concentration. And so that really didn't work in our favor. And we wonder why things like that happen sometimes. Well, sometimes it's because there is something better, and all the time there's always another opportunity for us. But sometimes things happen like that, especially if we get really upset in areas that we're not aware. And that's our angels, guides, and ancestors trying to get our attention. And so Great Mother wants to get your attention. Hopefully nothing like that has happened to you, and to avoid it, let your wild woman out. This is the scene in the movie when the three and Dorothy are told to go to the witch's castle to get the broom, and they promptly head onto and through the dark forest, and this sign says, "I would not go any further if I were you." That's why we don't want to let Baba Yaga out, because she's just too crazy, and it just causes too many problems and upset. But this is a 5th chakra card, and we're talking about Gemini energy, 3rd house energy, okay? Taurus and the sidereal values. What is it that you really value? What is it that you really want? And so the shadow for you, Taurus, Gemini people, has to do with you speaking your truth. That wild woman, what to you seems wild, Great Mother is saying is your shadow and needs to come out and be released. How you're dancing with this is by being truthful with yourself. You already know. You already know. You didn't have, how many times has Gemini, Taurus, Gemini people gotten this? You already know. The integrity is about telling yourself the truth. And so you know the truth. You know what needs to be said, in other words. You know what needs to be focused upon. This is the card of integrity. And it is when Dorothy returns home. It's a balsamic moon card. And she is speaking to the three who are now the farmhands around the bed, and Professor Marvel, who was Oz. And she's saying, hey, you were there, and you were there too. In the dream, the Twister dream. And they're just kind of entertaining her. But she knows the truth. You know the truth. And so that may have been wild to them in that life because they didn't remember the past life. But it was the truth to her. And so regardless of how it seems to other people, Great Mother is saying, Even though this is a balsamic moon, which is about downloads, it's about receiving all of the blessings from the previous lunar cycle. It's about disseminating energy, that energy that is a dissolution of all the buildup of the previous cycle, about to prepare itself for the next. It's about reaping and sowing. And so what is she reaping? What is she sowing? What are you reaping and sowing from this experience of Mama Drama Trauma? The shadow of Sirius, the shadow of Pusha, that reliable, patient, generous maternal energy, that nurturer energy, that's Ashlesha, that came out during the total solar eclipse. What is the truth that needs to be spoken? You know exactly what that is. And this is what is going to support your release of anything that's keeping you from appreciating the wisdom that you have. Look at that wisdom that you have. What needs to be released, or the shadow work that needs to be done ultimately, is to release the illusion. And the illusion is any judgment, any condemnation, any thought, any idea that proposes you are less than a divine, dearly loved child of God. That's an illusion. That needs to be released, Taurus Gemini people. It needs to be completely and utterly released. This is the third eye new moon card. Those illusions that came up for you as a result of not getting what you had expected to receive by August of last year from a maternal figure or from a maternal situation is something that you are more than qualified to give to yourself, or that you already have within yourself. It is an illusion that anyone through their actions, attitudes, or behavior could make you be anything less than who you truly are. This is the scene in the movie when Dorothy returns with the three to Oz's castle and Toto unveils who he truly is behind the curtain. See that? You know the truth. You know the truth. What needs to be released is any illusion about that truth. Is there an illusion perhaps about things that have happened since the total solar eclipse? A lot of things have been blinding us from what Great Mother's talking about here. As a result of these shadows coming out, immediately the storms came, water, Great Mother energy came across the country, and great episodes of hurricanes and tsunamis, and we've had these solar events in the southern hemisphere. We've had a lot of energetic buildup because of our inability or resistance to growth, that Ashlesha energy, that immature energy. But now in the Pusha, more matured Cancer energy of this moon in Leo Cancer, we want to be more self-protective, but not self-protective in a way that we remain in old illusions. We're calling the truth out about something, but we're still going to hold on to a little bit of the lie just to make everybody comfortable. You know, sometimes when we do enter our truth and we do enter our understanding about something, we find that it's still too uncomfortable for others to deal with. And so there's a conspiracy to keep everybody in the dark, or to continue dealing with the situation in an unhealthy way. Well, that's a low level of self-protection. That's an illusion. It's not self-protection at all. It is self-stunted growth. And so if we are to use and collaborate harmoniously with the energies that are available to us, the shadow work has to do with releasing those illusions, Taurus Gemini people. What is going to allow you to do that is the embodiment of the principle of processing. Processing is something that is related to the gut chakra. And the gut chakra is where we digest our food. It is also where we digest our lower emotions, instinct, that sort of thing, our visceral responses to things. And so it's very important because it relates to our relationship with our mothers. Our mothers teach us how to survive. They teach us how to be independent in the world to the degree that we can take care of ourselves and hopefully contribute something to others. So in this processing card, another balsamic moon card that you have here, by embodying the ability to process your emotions, you will allow what every mother does, which is to say, yeah, I know, Dorothy, you had a journey, didn't you? Sure. Just lay down. You'll be okay. That tendency not to quote unquote listen, but the intention of care, the best way she knows how, is certainly there. By processing our own emotions with integrity, again, balsamic moon, that download, this is heart chakra, this is gut chakra. Okay, so this is heart below energy dealing with those emotions. And so since the emotional sign is in Leo, we want to be sure that when we talk about Leo, we know that that is the crown chakra, that is the sign ruled by the sun. And this is about our expression in the world. And so expressing our emotions, trusting what our gut is telling us so that we can be integrous and facilitate the shadow work that we need to facilitate by processing emotions that keep us stuck in the illusion. Great Mother is saying that your outcome of this shadow work to release what is not allowing you to accept your reward for speaking out is to know that you already have everything that you need. Sulis. Sulis is the wellness card. She is the goddess that swims the depths of the oceans, and we are able to tread beneath our deepest emotions when we are whole, healthy, and happy. And she's saying that that is exactly where you'll be this full moon total lunar eclipse as a result of doing your heart below chakra work. This is the card when the three go before Oz and ask their wishes, not knowing they already have everything they need to fulfill it themselves. That's what you have, Taurus Gemini people, and that's what Great Mother is speaking to you on this auspicious total lunar eclipse. Thank you so much for watching, sharing, and liking as you see fit. But above all and most of all, remember, Great Mother loves you, and I do too. As always, double check your moon sign at the links below, because in case it is the same in your sidereal as it is in your western, which happens 1/5 of the time, then you will also want to listen to your celestial collective consciousness sign before this.